If you are always reacting and you are not a thinker, that person literally controls you. Okay. The person that can trigger you controls you. Remember that. They control you because they know how to trigger you. And the point of not being triggered is to gain. Okay. So if you're not triggered, you're thinking. Okay. So be a thinker. Don't be someone who's emotionally triggered by everything and can be emotionally manipulated, emotionally controlled, and looking like pygmies in the end. Okay. So you need to think before you react. Most women don't know how to do this because no one taught them. Shut up, calm down, and think how you can get some money out of it. If it doesn't equal any money, don't even give it your attention. A reaction is also an emotional exchange, and you're giving away your energy. Every time you react to something that is meant to trigger you, you're giving away a little piece of your energy to some dust or whoever is triggering you. And you don't want to do that because your time, your energy is very valuable. So instead, just think about, if you can't get paid from this, it doesn't require any of your energy. Okay. This is how you must think. If you are constantly going back and forth, arguing with people, being triggered emotionally, that's why some of y'all look stressed. That's why some of y'all have issues with health. That's why some of y'all are prematurely aging, because people are literally stealing your energy left and right every time they trigger you. And that could be from anything. Some of y'all get triggered by what people post online. Some of y'all get triggered in the comment sections when y'all are talking back and forth to these dusties who don't even have 2 digits in their bank account, darling. Okay. Y'all are literally arguing with the dust most of the time, and it's not worth your energy nor your time, and y'all keep giving it away over and over and over. If you're not going to make money off of it, don't pay no mind to it, baby.
How to stop overreacting. Overreacting ruins your power. It tells people exactly how to control you. Here's how to stop, even when your emotions are screaming. 6 ways. 1, pause before you speak. If you react first, you're reacting from your ego. Breathe first. Control the energy. 2, label the emotion in your head. I feel disrespected. I feel rejected. When you name it, you tame it. 3, don't explain your reaction to people who caused it. They know what they did. You owe them silence, not a speech. 4, ask yourself, will this matter in 3 days? If the answer is no, don't lose sleep over it tonight. 5, learn the difference between real disrespect and emotional flashbacks. Not everything is about now. Sometimes you're reacting to a wound, not a moment. 6, walk away before you regret the text, the post, the paragraph. Just walk away first. Self-control is a luxury. Overreaction is cheap. You can be emotional without being self-destructive. Power is calm. And now you have it. You don't need to go 100% cold. Just stay in control. Save this next time you're spiraling. Comment calm with the calm emoji if you ever said something you regretted. Tag the version of you who used to spiral out of control, and save this.
The more reactive you are, the easier you are to manipulate because you're so predictable. People know exactly what you're thinking and feeling because you tell them, because you're so outwardly expressive with your emotions and you're so busy trying to defend yourself, defend your point, that you are showing everyone all your cards. So they know exactly what buttons to push to get you triggered. They know exactly what you're thinking and feeling. They know exactly how to manipulate you because you're predictable. They also know how you're going to respond in every single situation because you show them. You do the same thing every single time. Especially if you're a woman, one of the most powerful things you can learn is how to control your emotions. If you can learn to stay quiet and you can learn to be a better observer and a better listener than a better talker, you're in the driver's seat, and you hold so much power because now all of your cards are close to your chest. No one knows what you're thinking or feeling. All the attention is on you because they're trying to figure out, what is she thinking? What is she feeling? How is she going to react to this? We don't know. You become really hard to manipulate because you're a moving target. It's really easy to shoot a target that's just standing there doing the same thing over and over again. If you're moving around, you're unpredictable, it becomes a lot harder to do, and you become much more powerful. Most people think that power is how much control you have over other people, but it's not. It's how much control you have over yourself. And that is a skill that can be strengthened, but it takes discipline and consistency. So the next time you're in a situation, you want to react, you want to give your opinion, you want to get loud and defend yourself. You're someone who gets easily triggered, restrain yourself. Force yourself. Neuroplasticity is real and repetition rewires. So do it over and over and over again until it becomes your default, and shift your neural pathways to become someone that is not reactive and who's in control of their own emotions. That's how you start winning.
Here's the thing about being a non-reactive person that no one is going to tell you. You are going to piss people off, but not everybody, just a certain type of person. And I can spot this kind of person from a mile away. Like, it never ceases to amaze me how mad someone will get when they realize that I've had no reaction at all, or just not a big reaction like they were hoping. Like, they are super triggered by the fact that you are completely cool, calm, and collected all of the time, and they cannot understand that. And they envy that because they themselves cannot control their emotions, and they feel really insecure around you. Because only a really secure person can be non-reactive. Because think about it. If you're insecure about yourself and someone realizes that, they're going to be able to piss you off every single chance they get because they know exactly what your insecurities are. And personally, becoming non-reactive has literally just been my whole personality since I learned how to do it. Because what are you going to do if I don't care? Like, how can you affect me if I don't care? So one thing that I've done, and I'm going to try to explain this the best way that I can. I've been doing it for so long, it's like second nature to me. But I typically will keep my investment in people very, very low. Like, when I first meet you, I have no expectations of you. Like, and I don't do this with everyone. I want to make it clear. Like, not everyone gets this from me. I just kind of go off the vibes. And I have no investment in you until I get to meet the real you. When you first meet someone, you're really meeting their representative. You're not meeting the real them. And once that representative is gone and I see you for who you really are, it's game over. I'm going to see your hand every single time, and I'm going to know exactly what you're trying to do. And I'm going to be like, okay, this is my favorite game. So next time you're in something with someone, whether it be an argument, disagreement, whatever the case is, delay your reaction. Just delay it. I'm not telling you not to have a reaction because that's going to take practice, but just delay your reaction and let that person talk, and they're going to show themselves because they are functioning off of emotion and you're not. Being this way has brought me so much peace. Like, when I told y'all to stop caring, this is what I meant. Be non-reactive. And it's going to be difficult. Like, this took me years to master, but once I did, I just started seeing everyone in a different way. I want to make it clear that I'm not telling you to suppress your emotions or not to have any emotions at all. I am simply telling you to delay them. Just delay them a little bit, and then you will find that 9 times out of 10, your emotional reaction isn't even necessary.
When a man starts doing foolish things to you, taking you for granted, taking you as a joke, getting way too comfortable in a relationship, it's time to shake things up. You have to disappear. No need to explain. They already know what they're doing. They're not dumb. They're not dumb like y'all think. And y'all gotta stop believing that these men are not emotional. They are, in their own way. Which is why you need to disappear, because you're going to see that man react from his emotions. You're going to see that man calling you from different numbers if you block them, blowing your phone up and everything. That's reacting from their emotions. Now, what you need to do is start thinking logically like a man and start being selfish. He wants to start doing these things to me. I'm gone. I'm not going to go off on you. I'm going to stay calm, because now you're going to have them in confusion. That's what you need them to be, in confusion. What is it that I got to do to get her back? Yeah, let them be stressed. Now let's say you married this man. Give them the silent treatment. That's what they need. I don't care about what people are saying about abuse. It was abusive the way he was treating you this whole time. So now you have to match energy.
In my 21 years of life, my personality has changed so much, but if you're like me and you used to be a very emotionally volatile person and you were very reactive and you were just very attached to outcomes and took things very seriously, and then you eventually mellowed out and you probably realized that you were just taking things way too serious. You were living too fast, not giving yourself time to breathe, and you wanted to prove something, not just to others, but to yourself as well. And this stems from a rejection wound, and not just being rejected by others, but also by yourself. But somewhere along the line, something just like flipped inside of you, and you realized that you just needed to like breathe deeper, not get too attached to things, because like whatever comes, whatever goes, and like you just became more go with the flow and like more aware and self-aware and content, and yeah, you just like elevated your consciousness to like believe that you weren't someone who needed to prove something to other people to be a valid person.
Here are 4 things that you could start doing right now to help you to stop being emotionally reactive and to help you become much more self-assured, emotionally regulated, and much more in control of yourself, which grants you a power that so many people, like far more than you realize, do not have. The first thing that you're going to start doing, or rather stop doing, is responding at high emotion. I think when we're talking about being emotionally regulated, people really try to paint this as you don't have strong emotions in response to things, which really isn't true. You can't control your emotions, your feelings, as much as people love to pretend that you can. What you can control is how you respond to emotion. And something that really composed people, really in control people, never do is respond to anything at peak emotion. It is more than okay to delay your response. You can take a moment to pause before you say or do anything. And honestly, taking intentional pauses in a conversation is a great communication skill anyways. Just do not respond or act impulsively when you're feeling high emotion. Something that leads to emotional reactivity is outsourcing self-identity and self-respect. So what helps you to be much more emotionally regulated is rebuilding internal self-source. And my favorite way to do this is journaling. You can do this either in written form or video form. But sit with yourself, talk to yourself, and remind yourself that your self-identity is in here and has nothing to do with your environment. In my latest Substack article, where I talk all about how to become much more emotionally regulated and stop being emotionally reactive, at the end of the article, I do include a lot of journal prompts and integrative practices to help with this. The third thing to do, which is easier said than done, is to let people be wrong about you. Feeling and acting on the need to clarify or defend yourself is you acting out of ego. There is a power in being mysterious. It's okay if people don't have the right idea about you. And the fourth thing you're going to do is to be more still in conflict. Now, I'm not talking passivity or the silent treatment, but more of having this sort of unbothered presence whenever you are in conflict with someone else. Take your time in your responses, and also pay attention to how the other person responds to your poise. And if you start to kind of get the idea that this conflict has an underlying goal of deliberately upsetting you, or to get a certain response out of you, just remove yourself from it because it is unproductive and it is ego bait.